while listening to Mike Guido and Josh Tariff. Buckle up! Buckle up!
All righty, here we go live on a Thursday evening.
Mike and Josh.
Or Mike
It's
and
time.
Mike and Josh.
It's time, Mike. It is time for us
We are
to go.
Let's run it back. Run it back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome in to Mike and Josh exclusively on the Grid Network. I am Mike Guido. That is Josh Tariff. It is great to have you here on another episode of Mike and Josh, episode 17, in fact. 17 is not necessarily an important number, I don't think. Is there anything that sticks out with the number 17?
Hello. I can go see rated R movies now. Thank you. That's a very big deal.
Unaccompanied by an adult. That is
in many states, I can now get my driver's license.
It's true. That's true. And for an age, it's important. You're right.
Yes.
You can't quite drink yet. You can't quite vote yet. You know, but you're getting there. You're getting there. You're emerging as a real person.
We're seeing the responsibilities just over the road.
Right. Right. Anyway, it is great to have you here on another episode of Mike and Josh. We have plenty of stuff to cover today. Opening day in baseball was today. So that's a very important day for me because obviously baseball is my first love in sports. Really my first love in life, I would say. I mean, outside of like my mommy, but you know, I baseball is baseball's back. And I feel very good about that. The Yankees got me a win yesterday on opening night.
They're on pace for a perfect season.
They are on pace. So here's what's the funny thing. The Yankees are on pace to go 162-0. Aaron Judge is also on pace to go 0 for the season with 648 strikeouts. So we'll see how that goes.
I don't see how these patterns will possibly stop. I mean, clearly it is a never-ending streak of wins and strikeouts for Aaron Judge.
That's right. Plenty, like I said, plenty of stuff to cover today. Obviously, we'll touch on a little bit of the baseball that happened today and yesterday. Obviously, I'll have to talk about my Yankees. There's no way around that. Everybody knew that was coming. Could Myles Garrett be traded? That's certainly a conversation. We'll be talking about that next. Probably in about 20 minutes or so, we'll touch on that. What would the asking price be in a Myles Garrett trade?
Spoiler alert,
if you're going to acquire potentially one of the greatest defensive players of all time, where he's still performing at such a high level, literally breaking the sack record last year, what would that price look like? We'll touch on that a little bit later. But first, oh boy, Josh, here we go. Let's start with this. Puka Nacua has been circulating around the mainstream media for reasons I'm sure that he would prefer not to be around. And there's really two separate things going on here, Josh, right? There's two real separate issues going on here. One of them being that he has been known in the past to mumble out some anti-Semitic remarks. And those have come to light in recent time. And there's also the instances of him biting some women that he was with. And I listen, before we even went live, Josh, and we were talking a little bit pre-show, I just told you that this was a very weird story.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. And that's how I would really sum it up. It's weird. It's odd. I just don't truly comprehend anything really behind this. So, Josh, I'm going to defer to you a little bit on this, just to kind of ask, what's your perspective on this whole Puka Nacua thing? And obviously I think we'll touch on, how it'll impact him, how it'll impact the Rams going forward, and maybe other things outside of that. But first thoughts and reactions, at least, to this outrageous Puka Nacua story.
The first immediate thought that came into my mind, and I'm not happy with this being the first thought since it will come off as stereotypical, but what is it with wide receivers just being messed up in the head? Because I feel like the receivers tend to be the ones that get the most coverage by TMZ for whether it's DUIs, domestic issues, whatever the case may be. Now, obviously, everything that's going on with Puka right now is alleged. Nothing's been, found guilty in a court of law or anything of that nature. So we're just going based with the news and stories that have been brought to us. If we're looking over the last several months with Puka Nacua, it included things along the lines of bringing in a streamer to the Rams practice facilities who was known to have anti-Semitic messages, and he was being blocked by the team to bring him in, and he was still trying to bring him in anyway. Then he was also talking trash about the referees and then tweeting stuff the second they got off the field, and so the referees. So then Coach Sean McVay is ambushed during a press conference. What do you think of what he said? And McVay had no idea what he said because he literally was came out as McVay
wasn't checking Twitter right after the game, right?
And so again, these controversial streamers being insulting to the media and referees, the anti-Semitic gestures, where he's being insulting to Jewish people, and now this incident being reported that happened on New Year's Eve, where again being insulting to Jewish people, as well as allegedly biting two women, one on the shoulder and one on the thumb, and it just goes with
bite people, by the way.
Well, is there a normal place to bite someone realistically? I think there all be weird.
I think it depends on the context, but yes.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So let's not. So you were bummed out about no Magic City night. Got it.
Hey.
So all that said, all of these issues are coming as he's starting to get more quote unquote comfortable in the league. Now he's more known. He is more famous. He is more of a target, not just on the field, but off the field. And then, of course, the situation of money and payment comes. And for whatever reason, there are so many receivers. And when I say so many, I know it's a fraction of a percent of the actual amount of receivers, because there's so many just good people that are wide receivers.
But it is
it's what shows up,
though, right?
Right.
It is,
when you try to look up, history of receivers back for, what is that, several years, you obviously have all the stuff with Antonio Brown. You have the stuff fairly recent with Rashee Rice. Obviously you got Puka. You've had Tyreek Hill with a number of things.
Yeah, right.
There, and I mean, there are countless others that I'm just not even thinking of off the top of my head. Some are the top names. Some, Henry Ruggs, so there are so many, but they all just happen for some reason to be wide receivers.
Yeah. I really, there has to be some correlation, right? Between like actual real correlation between off-field instance and wide receiver. It has to, I don't know if it's hard hits to the head.
It could be a
CTE I mean, well, Antonio Brown, I think in a lot of ways is full blown. I can't imagine he is not a full blown CTE case. I can't imagine that it's anything else other than that, because like I remember an instance where didn't Antonio Brown call the police on his kid's mother when the kid's mother was picking him up to take him to school? Like, I'm fairly certain that is what ended up happening. Like, there needs to, like, I don't know. I don't know what the real correlation is there, but yeah, it is a certainly wild story to be. I mean, look, I think realistically, and like you said, everything that is going on is alleged at this point, and due process certainly has to take its course, and all of those things. But listen, I mean, Puka Nacua has had things like this be talked about in his regard before. You know what I mean? Like, there is somewhat of a pattern here. So it's interesting to see how this thing could potentially unfold. And again, I just don't know how, like, sometimes it's hard to figure out how the human brain works. You know what I mean? Like, it really is interesting.
Yeah.
Like some people do things where you just can't imagine yourself doing it. Like I'm one of those people that's like, okay, I don't understand how people like seafood.
Oh,
Okay?
I love seafood.
I hate it. I can't stand it. Anything involving a fish disgusts me. Any sort of sea creature, okay, disgusts me.
And all this time, I thought you were a good person.
Yeah, I know. Well, listen, you're from Massachusetts, so all you have is clam chowder up there. So,
delicious clam chowder. I might.
Ew. Anyway, I don't understand how people like seafood, but there's a difference between, like, I can understand, like, I can wrap my head around, okay, people have different tastes in things. I can't really wrap my head around, well, some people bite people and other people don't. I can't, like, that just doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, it's a different thing if you're like 8. Okay, if you're like an 8-year-old and you bite somebody, all right, well, that's a childlike behavior. Okay, a little weird, but it's a childlike behavior. But as a full-grown adult who makes tons of money every single year, plays on the world's biggest sports stage, and I don't know, he bites people. I don't know. It's just it's tough for me to get my head around, Josh.
Well, it's interesting that you bring up he makes all this money, because the timing of all this to come out could not have come at a worse time for Puka Nacua, being that he is up for an extension from his rookie deal, where, as we know, he's been these last couple of years one of the top 3 receivers in the league. The man is going to get paid. Meanwhile, I guess what you can almost kind of consider his arch rival in receivers, division rival, receiver rival, Jackson Smith-Njigba, who, from all accounts that I know of, has never had any controversy issues on social media or with the law. Just signed an insane contract extension with the Seahawks, making him the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. I believe it was something like 161.
Yeah, he got like $40 million a year. Yeah.
So he is getting that, and then when you compare stats, him and Puka are neck and neck. So then you got to think Puka's thinking, oh, well, that means Rams, you got to pay me just that much more than JSN, because that's what the market is now for the receivers of this caliber. So then what do the Rams do? Because we're seeing a pattern that is slowly starting to get worse for Puka as far as things happening off the field.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So do you pay him Or do you say, no, you need to prove yourself? Well, then someone else is going to pay me, because someone else will pay him that money because he's on the field. He's earned it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm curious how that situation will play out, just because, if the Rams do pay him, they have to obviously ask themselves, okay, are we, even if Puka Nacua is not like suspended or anything, right? Like, even if there's no disciplinary action that takes place for anything that could happen in the future, do we want, but we know that this is like a thing with him. Is that somebody that we want to have on our roster? Like, how is that going to sit in our locker room, right? Does that change things in our locker room? I think that those questions have to be asked. The other part of it is the disciplinary part of it, obviously, right? If it does get worse, and you have, and most, I will say this, most contracts that are of this large of a stature here are like, they have clauses in them where, like, all right, if you violate these certain NFL policies, like, your contract is void. We're not obligated to shell out any more money for you if these things aren't met. So
aside from the guarantee money.
Well, right. I mean, aside from guaranteed money, but again, I mean, they could also look at this and say, well, we're willing to go to a comfortable range in guaranteed money, but there's going to be clauses in your contract that, will kind of keep you in line, right? Like, there's some sort of because I think that's where we're at now with him. Like, there's a lot of players in the NFL that get super duper paid, have nothing on their record, there's no history with anything. Like, those guys have earned their money, and there really aren't any questions about it. Puka Nacua, even if some of this stuff is either a misunderstanding or it ends up not being true, like, the Rams now have that little, they have it in the back of their mind now. They have that cautious approach now. So what does that mean going forward? Do they actually feel comfortable shelling out a long-term investment for Puka Nacua, the person? Again, and again, I don't know him personally. I don't know, I'm not going to be the one that sits here and judges him overly harshly just because I don't know him. But, if this is what's going on about him, I'd imagine those are conversations. Those are the conversations that the Rams front office are going to have.
But him and his agent at the same time are looking at, hey, Jackson Smith and Jigba just got $120 million guaranteed. That's a big issue here. The insane amount of guaranteed money. Because if the Rams are trying to take the questionable approach, as you're suggesting, so let's say, oh, you know what? We'll get more money to you than what the Seahawks give JSN. So JSN got 4-year, $168.6 million, $120 million guaranteed. Tell you what, Puka, we're going to give you 4 years, $170 million, but we're only going to guarantee 50 of it based on this behavior. There's no way Puka and his agent are going to accept that.
He doesn't take
right.
that.
Right, of course not. So they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. You have to give them just as much, if not more, guaranteed money than what the Seahawks just gave JSN, and hope that these negative clouds and bad behavior that he's been doing does not continue to escalate, or he walks to someone else that will pay him that or absorbent amount of money.
Well, listen, keep in mind this too, Josh. I mean, the Rams were willing to move off of Cooper Kupp.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's not like they haven't done something like this before. Now,
Cooper
I
Kupp
think
was not also heading to year 4.
Well, Puka Nacua, I think, is obviously at this point, like, throughout his Rams career, I think he's been the more consistent, better player than what Cooper Kupp was. As great as Cooper Kupp was with the Rams, I think Puka Nacua has eclipsed him. But, like, this is not territory that they're completely unfamiliar with. The Rams are not afraid to move off from things. Okay, they went to a Super Bowl with Jared Goff and moved him, right? They've had success without Aaron Donald. Like, they're not afraid of change here. So that might be the case, but the Rams might feel comfortable saying, listen, dude, like, we'll find another you. You know what? And the Rams right now have a track record of being able to do that. So
they found him in the 5th round.
They found him in the 5th round. They found Cooper Kupp in what, the 3rd? So, you know, track record would say, if the Rams were to say, listen, dude, we're going to take another stab. You can go try to find your money somewhere else. Word on the street would be, well, maybe the Rams are making the right choice. They'll just go and get another Puka Nacua. They'll go get another Cooper Kupp. Like, that's what they end up doing. So I don't know. We'll see how that all plays out. Let's take our first break, Josh Tariff. When we come back, can Myles Garrett actually be traded? Like, is that a real possibility that Myles Garrett could really be traded? And what would that asking price look like? We'll touch on that next.
What up, Cowboys Nation? We are Cowboys Can Fan.
You know, like Canadian fan. And we're big Dallas Cowboy fans. We live stream every Dallas Cowboys game with our unapologetic, intoxicated play-by-play and color commentary, and we guarantee you won't find anything like this anywhere else.
We do that in the ring together?
We told you not. So Bland was here to stay, baby.
And if you like to have a couple cold ones,
Crack him if you got him, son. Crack him if you got him, son.
Crack him if you got him. And watch the Dallas Cowboys play football.
you need to join us 1 hour before the Cowboys kick off, throw your score prediction in our live chat, and if you're right, guess what? We'll send you a shirt, some Can Fan merch. Click the link, check us out, and subscribe if you like what we do.
Oh, and remember, BYOB.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Bring your own boosh.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Bryson Carver, and I'm the host of the Carving It Up podcast right here on the Grid Network, as well as my own personal YouTube channel, Carving It Up with Bryson Carver. On my show, talk about a number of the biggest topics in the world of sports, as well as culture and entertainment, and I include special segments such as Bryson's Best 10, The Ball View, and one of my favorites, Carving Up the Context. I also like to invite special guests on the show to get different insights and perspectives on topics, and most importantly, I love to hear from you, the audience, in the chat below. So check out Carving It Up 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube, Facebook, X, and on Instagram. Check the show out anywhere you get your podcasts as well as on the YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys.
Alex Rodriguez is coming out with a documentary, and it goes into detail. Like, he's never talked about the steroid part of it and all the pressure. You will do a lot more desperate things to try to stay relevant, and you can see that he was straining to be this person that he wasn't, instead of just being the person that he always should have been. Just, I'm Alex Rodriguez, because of imposter syndrome. He had to be somebody that he wasn't. Goes to the Yankees, gets another big fucking contract. I empathize with that, because when you're this great player and people are looking at you and they're looking through you, it makes you realize that maybe Alex doesn't matter. I have to be A-Rod.
Yo, this is Barry Grant Jr. I want to give a big shout out to Mike and Josh, and be on the lookout for more clips from All Even Podcast.
This is Patrick L. Brown, lead journalist here at the Grid Network, reminding you to make sure that you check out all of the latest articles over on the Grid's webpage under the blog section. There you will find the hottest takes in sports, mixed in with some mental health articles as well. Dare to be different? Enter the Grid, your new leaders in digital media, sports, and entertainment. As I always say, stay tuned.
Well, thank you, Patrick. We are back here on Mike and Josh exclusively on the Grid Network. Man, I still can't get over the Puka Nacua stuff. I can't. It's just look, like we've seen it's the biting thing, man. like that's really what's getting me. It's less about like the because we've had severe stories in sports before. Okay, we've had shocking stories in sports before. It's just the biting is making me laugh. It just is. I don't know.
Hey, man, out here in LA, you're hungry late at night. You want to go to In-N-Out. The line is like a mile long, and you just can't help yourself. You need something, and you just bit a thumb and a shoulder. It just happens.
Yeah, not off a chicken, by the way, off a person.
Yeah.
You ever had
secret?
chicken?
It's a secret menu item.
Shoulder, like
I've never had. I've had I think like lamb shoulder or something like that. But I've never had.
Is that what it is? Lamb shoulder or cow shoulder?
I've never had a chicken shoulder.
Do chickens even have shoulders?
Oh God! Now I have to.
Or is it just wings? Now
Hold
you know who
on.
would know if chickens have wings is Magic City, because of their world famous wings.
Well, but those are buffalo wings, right? So they come from Buffalo?
Yes, Josh. Buffalo wings come
I
from
understand
buffaloes.
And by the way, yes, chickens do have shoulders. It is the joint where the wing connects to its body.
I love what we talk about on this show. Nothing beats it. Nothing beats.
Now, the chicken has shoulders, and can you eat them? That's
is it
chicken shoulder meat is considered a delicacy in some cuisines.
See, I'm on to something now. Now, listen. Maybe Puka Nacua mistook that woman's shoulder for a delicacy. He might have been. Listen, it's a delicacy. Maybe. Anyway, apparently it hurt though. Like apparently he bit those women pretty hard.
Bit through the skin, allegedly.
Yeah. Let's throw a couple of allegedlys in there.
Yes.
Just save our, whatever. Anyway, let's move off the Puka stuff. Let's talk about Myles Garrett. So there's rumors going around, Josh, that Myles Garrett could be traded because of why? Because of something in his contract or some sort of what?
So in the last 24 hours, the Browns restructured Myles Garrett's contract.
Okay.
So Field Yates reported that Myles Garrett's contract previously called for his option bonuses in 26, 27, and 28 to be exercised by the 15th day of the league year. In the amended terms, the date has been pushed back to 7 days before the regular season each year, which then results in the base salaries getting pushed further down, which makes his salary a little more cap friendly, which means they could potentially make moves, but could also then mean other teams that are trying to get in win now mode could make these moves as well to get one of the best defensive players really of all time, who is now in the midst of his prime.
Yeah.
They could essentially afford him now based on the cap space, because right now, according to Sport Track, his base salary for 2026, 2027, and 2028 each year is under $1.4 million. Now, it's not counting the various options and stuff that he has. But then 2029, it jumps to $30 million.
Yeah.
So as far as for base salary, for salary cap, he appears to be on a rookie deal the way it's now structured.
Okay.
So that opens the door for either A, the Browns to try to make moves to bring people in now, or for them to try to trade Myles Garrett to get various pieces for a team that's a win now mode, knowing, hey, we can get him at a bargain right now. And then when his base salary skyrockets, we decide what we do at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's interesting because, Myles Garrett obviously is the best defensive player in the league now. He's one of the best defensive players in the league of all time. I think that there's a legitimate case to be made that the Browns shouldn't even entertain moving him, right? Like that. This is not somebody that, he's one of the rare players that's like, no matter what situation you're in, no matter what you could get in return, could equate to the value he brings you. Okay. That being said, I will say that Myles Garrett is the Mike Trout of the NFL.
I like that comparison. I do like that comparison.
I want him to go somewhere else. I do. I'm rooting for it. Okay. I'm sick of seeing him wither away in Cleveland, where the guy's not even playing in playoff games. Like, he's literally just sitting there in Cleveland limbo, trapped forever. Like, it just, I don't know. And he's been very good with them. He's been unbelievably good to them. That he hasn't requested anything. He's he has been so dominant, a great leader. He's been phenomenal. Okay. But gosh, do I want to go see, do I want to see him in another uniform? I just do.
Didn't we feel the same way with Joe Thomas?
I mean,
because he was one of the best offensive linemen of all time and was just in Cleveland forever.
I felt less. I mean, yes, but I felt less enthusiastic about it just because Joe Thomas played O-line and not D-line. But yeah, I did. Because and listen, I want the Browns to be able to build something. It's not like I want them to be bad forever. But
yeah,
I mean, Myles Garrett's been there for 10 years. Like, it's been a long time. So when are we going to start seeing some actual growth? And we thought we saw it, right? Like, Kevin Stefanski came in and we were like, okay, like they're building something here. They were making pushes for the playoffs and everything. Like, okay, maybe the Browns are figuring it out. And then the past couple of years have been a little rough. They fire Kevin Stefanski. Like, now it just feels like it's going to start tumbling down again. They hired Todd Monken of all people. Like, it just feels like it's going to start tumbling down again. Down into the Cleveland River, which caught on fire however many years ago. But like, how more accurate of a representation can we say about the Cleveland Browns than a river that catches on fire? Like, it's just that much of a crapshoot. Look, I don't know what the asking price would be. And it's to a point, Josh, too, where
it's got to be more than Max Crosby's.
That's the thing, is Myles Garrett is worth more than Max Crosby.
Yes.
But is trading for Myles Garrett at that point makes sense for anybody? Like, that's really the point I want to stress, is that if it's going to take something like 3 first-round picks at the bottom end to get Myles Garrett, is it even worth it? Is it worth it? I don't know that it is. Because as great as he is, I don't know that one singular player can justify giving up 3 first-round picks.
If you are a team that right now is just only caring about winning a championship, a singular championship, and are okay then in a few years just completely starting from scratch again, yes,
right,
it is worth it.
Right.
So if you're a team like the Cowboys, if you're a team like the Bears, if you are a team like the Lions, who are just so desperate for your organization to finally reach the championship either once again or ever, if in the Lions situation, it is worth doing this. We've been talking, off and on over the last several weeks about Giannis, like, will he or won't he leave the Bucks? Well, you know what? They got the championship. And it makes sense for them at this point to get as much as they can for him and start rebuilding and moving on.
Right.
So if I were Dallas, Chicago, or Detroit, if I was particularly one of those three teams, maybe, long shot be the Chargers because their defense is already very solid. But if I'm one of those teams, I'm like, hey, I can give, whether it's 3 firsts, 2 firsts and a second, 2 firsts, a third, and a playmaker, to where I know I have this window of 1 to 2 years that I need to get that championship, and this is the guy that will finally bring a championship to this city. I would do it.
Yeah.
If you're a franchise like the Patriots or the 49ers that have a history of winning, no, it's not worth it.
Right.
Because you're like, oh, our organizations have found ways to build back and come back and stuff like that through drafts. So we're not going to take the risk. But if you're a team that just hasn't won in a very, very long time or ever, you make this move.
Yeah, I think now I don't think it's going to happen. Obviously a team like Dallas would excite me. God, imagine that defensive line with Myles Garrett, Quinnen Williams, like that now turns into a scary group. But listen, the Browns are fairly adamant. Like the Browns have always kind of stood on the stone and been very against moving him. Now, I can imagine that that's going to be their position all the time until they get the right phone call that says, all right, we'll overpay. Like, we will mortgage our future to get this player. And at what point do the Browns say, you know what, we have to figure something out because Myles Garrett isn't necessarily helping us win, right? Like, he obviously he's a huge part of what success we do have, but it's not translating to real significant winning. How can it when he's just a singular pass rusher? Like, at what point, like, if Myles Garrett, if the Browns have another bad year, right? If they have another last place finish in the AFC North, is that going to be the straw? Is that going to be it? Like, when are we actually going to see the Browns start entertaining this?
I look at the Cowboys, with this example, in the next 3 years, they have at least 4 first-round picks right now, 2 of their own and 2 of Green Bay's.
Well, no, they only have 1 of Green Bay's now.
Don't they have the
one of their own?
2026?
They traded one of them for Quinnen Williams.
Right. They traded their 2027 pick to the Packers.
Right. So in the next, right. So they've got 2 this year and then 1 next year.
And then and then their own in 2028.
Right.
So they have at least 4 picks and 4 first-round picks in the next 3 years.
Yes. Yep.
You trade 3 of those 4 picks. You decide whichever 3 of those 4. You make this work. Because you only have X amount of years left with Dak. CD is currently on his contract. And Jerry Jones needs to make that one last push.
Yeah.
This
Listen,
is how you
sign
do
me
that.
up. Sign me up. I mean, listen, I as a Cowboy fan, it would make me unbelievably excited.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it would cost more than 3 first-round picks, right? Like, that's an astronomical price.
I mean, maybe like 3 first, maybe then also like a potential swap of like thirds or something along those lines in addition. But I mean, I don't know if it would go more than that.
Yeah.
Just for fun, I also mentioned the Bears. So Bears just have their own first-round picks the next 3 years. So they have 1 pick each year for the next 3 years, and then the Lions. They also just have their own. So Dallas definitely has an advantage between those 3 teams.
Because they traded a pass rusher.
Right.
Because they traded Micah Parsons, that's why. So
to get maybe the only one that is better than Micah Parsons. 1 or 2 that are better than Micah Parsons.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're having the argument about guys like TJ Watt and like Nick Bosa and that. Like, I think you're having the argument there with some of these other guys, but yeah, I mean, it's an interesting conversation to have because listen, if you want my honest opinion on something that will happen, I don't think he gets moved. I think the Browns are very firm in that position. They are not going to move him.
And that is the interesting situation then. Because let's say they don't move him. Because obviously, to your point, that's a very strong scenario. And let's say they go another year where they're a 5-win team. And Myles Garrett continues to do well. But now he's a year older. He's a year closer to the big pay. And now the prime of him, there's a little less in it. So now at that point, the Browns, if they were to consider trading them, are not going to get as much. Right now, he just broke the sack record, and he just adjusted his contract.
So if you
cannot get more, you cannot get more from Myles Garrett than you can right now.
So if you're the Browns, are you trading him?
If I am getting an offer of at least 3 first-round picks,
you're doing it.
I am trading him.
Yeah, I think I am too.
Because
but
after this year, you're not going to get 3 first-round picks.
I'd have to get 3 firsts. I'd have to. I don't think I'd trade him for anything less. Like, I don't think it's not, to me, like, if you're trading Myles Garrett for what Max Crosby went for, it's not worth it. I don't think it's enough. And 2 first-round picks a lot. Like, that's really valuable. You can do a lot with 2 first-round picks. But I think reality is, I don't know. To me, you'd have to get at least 3 firsts. Have to get at least 3 firsts. So, I don't know. We'll see where that situation goes. I don't think it happens, at least not yet. I hope it does, but I think we're at least a year away from, any real action taking place in that department. All right. When we come back, MLB Opening Day was today, and there's still some games in progress, by the way. Or not necessarily in progress, but there's still 2 more games tonight out there on the West Coast. We'll touch on a little bit of what happened today and what can I take away from my brilliant New York Yankee win yesterday. We will touch on that coming up next.
Cowboys Nation, what up? It's your boy EJ Savage over here at Boys in the Zone, where it's everything Cowboys related, from the latest news, off-season talk like training camp and draft analysis, and of course, during season game breakdowns and commentary. Would love to see you in the chat kicking it with myself and other members of Cowboys Nation, whether it be a guest that I myself bring in, or a Cowboys fan forum videos where I bring you guys on, or even other chat members. We're always live on Twitter and YouTube, talking the boys. So really, the only thing left to say is, how about them Cowboys? See you there. Peace.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Tim Barnett, and welcome into the Boston Sports Summit. If you're a fan of any of these 4 teams right here, or you're like me and you love all 4 of them and you follow them religiously, you're a big fan, this is the show for you. The big thing with this is real commentary and authenticity. I'm going to tell you like it is. If we're great, then we're great. But if we suck, I'm going to tell you that we suck and we need to improve. I'm also not afraid to call out our ownership or front office for making bad decisions, just like I'm not afraid to call out our coaches or our players for screwing some things up or doing great. All right? Because that's what this show is all about. It's about authenticity. So listen, if you're a fan of any of these teams or you're a fan of all 4 of them, check me out, the Boston Sports Summit, every Wednesday, live at 7 p.m., and it's electric, all right? We're going to go into some great detail about the Sox, Patriots, Celtics, and even the Bruins. And, hey, you might even get a guest appearance from my little puppy here. So, it's a great show. Don't forget to tune in every Wednesday, 7 p.m. You can also follow me on all socials, on Instagram, X, and YouTube, Boston Sports Summit. So check us out. It's a great show. It's a great time. Hope to see you there. God bless.
What's going on, y'all? It's Arthur Hurst from the Grid Network, letting y'all know to check out the Saturday morning tailgate starting at 10 Eastern every Saturday. Check us out on YouTube, X, Instagram, wherever you get your podcasts. Tune in for some humor, some great analytics between me, my boy Bryson, and Tim. Again, Saturday morning tailgate every Saturday at 10 Eastern on the Grid Network. See y'all there.
All right, here we go. Welcome back to Mike and Josh, exclusively on the Grid Network. That's Josh Tariff. I'm Mike Guido. It's great to have you here.
I'm trying to look. I'm trying to look up some chicken shoulder on Uber Eats to try to order something tonight.
I know. Well, listen. It's tough. I'm sure it's a delicacy.
Yeah,
it's tough to find. But anyway, we have plenty of stuff to go over today. MLB opening day was today. Again, we still have some games tonight. Diamondbacks and Dodgers in LA in a little bit. And then a 10 o'clock Eastern game between the Guardians and the Mariners in Seattle. Those 2 teams are still waiting to play their first game of the year. Again, prepping for another great season of Major League Baseball. And a lot of interesting stuff happening today. The Pirates-Mets game was super duper interesting. The Mets with a 11-7 win in Queens over the Pittsburgh Pirates. Paul Skeens got blasted. I mean, Paul Skeens, one of the 1 or 2 best pitchers of baseball, Okay, first or second best pitcher in baseball gets tagged for 5 earned in the first inning. He only gets through 2/3 of an inning, 4 hits, 2 walks, 5 earned runs given up, only had 1 strikeout. And again, that's one of the better pitchers in the game, and that's not an easy ballpark to hit in either. But also newly acquired Freddie Peralta for the Mets was not terrific either. 5 innings, 4 earned, gave up 6 hits, did not give them the performance that they didn't necessarily needed out of him as well. But the Mets bats certainly came alive. That was an interesting one. The Brewers came away with a 14-2 win in Milwaukee against the Chicago White Sox. I want to see, did Murakami played in the Munetaka Murakami hit a homer in that game? Boy, would I have liked to see that. I got to make sure I see the highlight of that. But boy, listen, a lot of interesting stuff happening in baseball today. The Phillies getting a win today. The Tigers getting a win on opening day on the road against San Diego. The Nationals beating up on the Cubs. I mean, the Nationals projected to be one of the worst teams in baseball all year this year. But again, you want to talk about pitchers getting roughed up a little bit. Matthew Boyd, 6 hits, 6 earned in 3 2/3. It was a tough outing for him as well. So again, plenty of stuff happening in baseball today, but let's talk about yesterday, Josh. The Yankees getting their first win of the season. That's what's really most important here. 7-0 on the road against San Francisco Giants in San Francisco. Oh boy, is it fun.
I don't know how to describe this breakdown that you've been doing for all these games. Oh, this guy looked bad. These guys look great. They should be good. They're bad. But it's game 1 of 162.
Yep. Oh, yeah, baby. Long road ahead.
Right.
Long road ahead.
We have no idea who is good and who is bad after today.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, listen, anything can happen in baseball. That's certainly established.
But go ahead with your Yankees.
Something that did happen was that the Yankees won 7-0 against San Francisco in San Francisco. So I am going to ride that until I can't no more. So
and it was on Netflix as well.
So which was the dumbest thing ever, meaning unless I was sitting on my couch, logged into my Netflix account, I couldn't watch the game, right? I couldn't watch it on my phone. I couldn't watch it. Honestly, if there's one thing about baseball that pisses me off more than anything else in the world, it is the fact that every game can be found on any other streaming service except for the one that you have. I hate it. I despise it. Make it easy to find the game. Okay? Listen, I hate when, it's like when the NFL puts games on Peacock. Like, what? Like, who has Peacock? I don't know.
How do you think the NBA has been going through the same thing this year too?
All right. Oh, we're gonna put NBA games on Roku TV or something. We're gonna put it on Samsung TV Plus. Like, what?
Hey, but what you were able to get on Netflix for the opening night of Major League Baseball was you got to have Jameis Winston try to break down baseball with WWE superstars Jey Uso and Jacob Fatu. Because I don't know where you get better baseball coverage than a third-string quarterback and WWE superstars.
It's true. Well, listen, Jameis Winston, I would trust Jameis Winston about baseball more than I would trust a starting quarterback like Jackson Dart. I would. Jameis Winston's got time on his hands. Jameis Winston's probably watching baseball.
Well, I mean,
Jameis Winston is studying film, and
Jameis Winston is a national treasure. There's no denying that.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, he's another, again, he's a weird one. He's another weird guy for me. Like, look, I don't have anything against Jameis Winston, but I kind of like, though, how he's embracing the eat the W gimmick. Like, that's unbelievably stupid, and he knows it, and he's just riding it. He's riding the wave. So good for him. Anyway, 7-0 Yankees. And what's interesting about this 7-0 Yankees win, Josh, is there was only one Yankee player in their lineup that did not reach base, that did not get a hit, and that was Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge was 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts, okay? And the Yankees still won 7-0, okay? Now, that is something that is worth noting, because the big thing about the Yankees and how people perceive them is that people say that the Yankees are very Aaron Judge reliant. And to their credit, they're not 100% wrong. The Yankees are very Aaron Judge reliant. However, it was refreshing to see that the Yankees, even on a terrible night from their superstar best player, they were still able to muster across 7 runs against an ace-like pitcher. And not only that, but doing so without hitting any home runs. They didn't hit any home runs and still found a way to scratch across some runs. That makes you feel good as a Yankee fan. It makes you feel like that this team is, they've put some pieces together. And like you say, Josh, Mike, it's game 1 of 162. I get it. Nobody understands that more than me. But I'm going to bask in the beautiful nature of a Yankee win without the Aaron Judge proverbial, carrying the piano on his back. I'm going to bask in this for a little bit. It was a nice win for the New York Yankees on opening night.
Do you think Aaron Judge listened to our show last week and has just been emotionally distraught by our back and forth?
I don't think there's any other way that you can explain it.
Yeah.
I think that has to be the case.
Yeah.
Of course. How else would it, you know what I mean? Like, how else?
Based on this one game performance, I feel like it's time for him to hang up the cleats.
He's totally washed.
He's done.
Totally washed. Yeah.
Yeah.
WBC wrecked him. It's like Tony Romo when he dropped the field goal.
Oh,
like it's one of those. Like that. That's like a real thing that people say.
Yes.
Is that when Tony Romo dropped the field goal kick, it wrecked him for his whole career. Like after that, it wrecked him. He became the least clutch player of all time, which, by the way, is hogwash, because however many years he played in the NFL, I mean, I would say a majority of those years he led the league in comeback wins. Like the whole Tony Romo's not clutch thing is beyond me.
Mm-hmm.
It is. And again, here I go again with the, well, what does clutch mean? I get it. I'm in the minority. Why can't I just fall in line with all the rest of you idiots? I have to question what people have established for many, many years. I am against the system, man. Like that's, I hate to break it to you. I'm an independent thinker.
Well,
that's what I am, Josh.
Let me throw a few of these questions at you, independent thinker, right now, because as baseball's just starting, and you are, between the two of us, the resident expert in this. I need to hear from you.
Thinker.
You are the resident thinker here, because there's Lord knows I don't think about anything. Who are you thinking as the season begins as your MVPs, your AL and NL MVPs?
Aaron Judge will be the MVP of the American League until he's not.
Not when he goes over 5 with 4 strikeouts. I mean, come on.
I mean, if he does that every game, then yeah, I think he's got a pretty long shot. But yeah, I would say in the American League, it's definitely Aaron Judge. In the National League, I mean, I did this in the prediction show of my Bicoastal Baseball podcast last week, but I think so Shohei Ohtani certainly is the clear running favorite, right? Like that's so obvious.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a fun one to throw out there is Elly De La Cruz. I think it's fun because Elly De La Cruz, I feel like, is a 50-50 capable player. Okay. I think that there's going to be a year where the power just explodes for him. And he's going to go from hitting 25 home runs to hitting 45. And I think there's going to be a real chance there. He's got all the tools. He's obviously, I mean, I don't think there's anybody in Major League Baseball that's faster than him. I can't imagine that there is. He's just such a supreme athlete. I don't know. I think Elly De La Cruz is just a fun, like, if you want somebody to root for to win MVP, I think Elly De La Cruz is an easy one. I just think he's so fun to watch. So, and I'll throw that out there. But I think more likely than not, it'll probably be Judge and Ohtani again.
So with Ohtani,
it's like Jokic in the NBA. Like, all right, like we're just
he's always going to be up there. Yeah.
Yeah. We're just going to give it to him for the 4th time in a row, just because, whatever.
This, to me, I just feel like just even saying this is just such a wild and bizarre question, but Shohei Ohtani is the only guy where it feasibly makes sense with it.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a world that Ohtani could potentially get NL MVP and NL Cy Young?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, how realistically could that look this year?
I think it's realistic. I don't think that's like Shohei Ohtani is probably at his best a top 10 pitcher in Major League Baseball.
Mm-hmm.
As a pitcher,
right?
He's probably a top 10 pitcher in the league. He's, I would say, definitely the 2nd best hitter in baseball behind Aaron Judge. Like just purely offensive player, I think Shohei Ohtani is number 2 behind Aaron Judge. I think as a hitter, Ohtani's better than Juan Soto. I think he's better than Bobby Witt Jr. He's better than Cal Raleigh. He's better than any of these other guys. I think Shohei Ohtani is the 2nd best hitter in all of baseball. As a pitcher, there's a little bit more competition, especially, in the National League. I mean, you even have to look at, he has to be the best pitcher on his own team. Like, that's how good the Dodgers are. Like, Yoshinobu Yamamoto is, I mean, you can make an argument that Yoshinobu Yamamoto is a top 5 pitcher in baseball right now. So he needs to be the best pitcher on his own team. Obviously, Paul Skeens is in that discussion. Christopher Sanchez is in that discussion. So I don't know. I mean, I think it is certainly a possibility. I wouldn't call it likely, but I think it's definitely a possibility. Yeah, without a doubt.
And then my last question for you as we begin the baseball season, is it likely that we have the Dodgers 3-peat?
Yes. I think it's likely.
Doesn't matter who they face in the World Series.
No, I don't. I mean, listen, I will, do the thing where it's like, hey, it's baseball. Anything can happen, right? All you got to do is get into the playoffs, and then you never know. The Dodgers could have a bad week and whatever. Yeah, okay, all that's true. But let's be real. Like, it would not surprise me if the Dodgers were 15 games better than the next best team in baseball by the end of the year. If the Dodgers decided, you know what, we're just not, like they did last year, we're just not going to coast through the regular season. We are going to just bulldoze everybody. They certainly are capable of doing so. I think the Dodgers could easily win 110 games. I think they could easily win 110 games, maybe 115. Like, I think there's a legit shot. I mean, I made the crazy prediction that the Dodgers were going to win 125 games last year. And they obviously didn't do that, but I think they're better this year than they were last year, right?
Yeah.
That all the issues that they had last year, right, where they kind of needed another outfielder and their bullpen was a mess and all those, like, they literally solved those issues by getting 2 of the better players at those positions in baseball. They signed Kyle Tucker to play the outfield. He's probably one of the top 5 or 6 offensive players in the sport. And they signed Edwin Diaz, who is arguably the best closer in the sport. So now what? like literally, you want to talk about the rich getting richer? I mean, my God, this is literally like if Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates decided to combine their bank accounts and say, you know what, we're just going to take over the entire world. Like, that's what this is. They have completely mowed over everyone as far as how they've built their team. It's crazy. Crazy. So, I don't know. We'll see.
No further questions.
No? Are you sure? This isn't the independent thinker press conference?
No. You
No
think
further
it is,
questions, Your Honor.
but
no further questions. Should be fun though. Listen, I'm excited for this baseball year. I think it's going to be a fun year. Again, we'll see where it goes. But all right, coming up next, we have hour number 2.
What up, Cowboys Nation? We are Cowboys Can Fan.
You know, like Canadian fan. And we're big Dallas Cowboy fans. We live stream every Dallas Cowboys game with our unapologetic, intoxicated play-by-play and color commentary, and we guarantee you won't find anything like this anywhere else.
We do that in the ring together?
We told you not so bland was here to stay, baby.
And if you like to have a couple cold ones,
Crack 'em if you got 'em, son. Crack 'em if you got 'em, son.
Crack 'em if you got 'em. And watch the Dallas Cowboys play football.
you need to join us 1 hour before the Cowboys kick off, throw your score prediction in our live chat, and if you're right, guess what? We'll send you a shirt, some Can Fan merch. Click the link, check us out, and subscribe if you like what we do.
Oh, and remember, BYOB.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Bring your own boosh.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Bryson Carver, and I'm the host of the Carving It Up podcast right here on the Grid Network, as well as my own personal YouTube channel, Carving It Up with Bryson Carver. On my show, talk about a number of the biggest topics in the world of sports, as well as culture and entertainment, and I include special segments such as Bryson's Best 10, The Ball View, and one of my favorites, Carving Up the Context. I also like to invite special guests on the show to get different insights and perspectives on topics, and most importantly, I love to hear from you, the audience, in the chat below. So check out Carving It Up 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube, Facebook, X, and on Instagram. Check the show out anywhere you get your podcasts as well as on the YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys.
Alex Rodriguez is coming out with a documentary, and it goes into detail. Like, he's never talked about the steroid part of it and all the pressure. You will do a lot more desperate things to try to stay relevant, and you can see that he was straining to be this person that he wasn't, instead of just being the person that he always should have been. Just, I'm Alex Rodriguez, because of imposter syndrome. He had to be somebody that he wasn't. Goes to the Yankees, gets another big fucking contract. I empathize with that, because when you're this great player and people are looking at you and they're looking through you, it makes you realize that maybe Alex doesn't matter. I have to be A-Rod.
Yo, this is Barry Grant Jr. I want to give a big shout out to Mike and Josh, and be on the lookout for more clips from All Even Podcast.
This is Patrick L. Brown, lead journalist here at the Grid Network, reminding you to make sure that you check out all of the latest articles over on the Grid's webpage under the blog section. There you will find the hottest takes in sports, mixed in with some mental health articles as well. Dare to be different? Enter the Grid, your new leaders in digital media, sports, and entertainment. As I always say, stay tuned.
You are listening to Mike Guido and Josh Tariff. Buckle up! Buckle up!
All righty, here we go. Hour number 2 of Mike and Josh.
Mike and Josh.
Welcome back. All right, welcome back. Hour number 2 of Mike and Josh. It is great to have you here exclusively on the Grid Network. I'm Mike Guido. That's Josh Tariff. It is great to have you here on this Thursday evening. It's about 8 o'clock here on the East Coast. That means about 5 o'clock on the West Coast, Josh. You have not yet approached dinner time. I have sort of passed it. So I'm hungry. I'm having the hungry burps right now. Got to be honest.
I mean, like I said, I've been, searching, through the various food delivery apps, looking for that delicacy known as chicken shoulder, as we discovered in hour number 1. Because that's the type of breakdown that you get in this show, guys. If you missed hour 1, you would have missed out on the discovery of chicken shoulder as a delicacy.
Right.
We are.
So, what is the go-to for chicken for you? Is it Chick-fil-A? Is it Popeyes? Is it KFC? Like what is your go-to? Is it Zaxby's or wherever? Like
no Zaxby's out west. There's no
Zaxby's out east either. So
yeah, they're down south. I am definitely, between those options that you laid out, I am definitely a Popeyes guy. I love Popeyes. I love their sandwiches. I love their tenders. I love their chicken. I love their fries. A lot of people talk trash about their biscuits. I love the Popeyes biscuits.
Okay.
I don't think you go wrong with Popeyes.
Yeah, I mean, believe it or not, there aren't very many Popeyes out here. There's only one that I can think of that is sort of in my general area. And it is not particularly close. Like, it's not something that I can just like go to. Like, I'd have to drive like a half hour at least to get to Popeyes. I have had Popeyes, I think, once or twice. Both times it was pretty good. So I'm not disappointed. I think here's how I'll put it. I think for like sandwiches, like chicken sandwiches, I would probably go Chick-fil-A. I really like Chick-fil-A chicken sandwiches a lot.
Oh, they're delicious.
They're delicious. Especially because they have that they have that pickly sort, and I don't like pickles, but like you get a little pickle something in there. Oh, just makes it so good. I will say though, for like tenders and like chicken, like just regular fried chicken, I gotta tell you, I think people sleep on KFC. Genuinely, I think KFC is really good, really good. It gives you such bad heartburn, but it is so good. It is, Josh. I hate to say it.
Oh no, I mean, I have 2 wild fast food hot takes that tend to anger a number of people. I enjoy KFC too. Popeyes is my go-to, but I don't mind having KFC every now and then. You're right about the heartburn with it though. So my 2 crazy fast food takes. One, and this one I never hear the end of since I live out in LA. Whataburger is better than In-N-Out.
Oh yeah. I think we've had that conversation before.
Yeah. Yes,
we have.
Whataburger
is definitely better than In-N-Out.
And then this question actually came up to me with like some friends maybe about a week or so ago, where it was one of those like absurd, like, hey, in this not real scenario, where it's just like, hey, if you were going to be paid like $1 million, but you can only eat at one fast food place for every meal for a year to get that, what would it be? And my answer was Arby's.
Wow.
Because
of all the places.
Because
really?
You have your roast beef, you have your turkey, you have your fish, you have your grilled chicken, you have your fried chicken, you have your burgers, you have your gyros, you got a number of different items that are different. Yeah, I could go to Subway, but it's like, hey, it's all just still a sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
I can go to Chipotle, but it's all a burrito or a bowl. Arby's, It's all up for grabs.
It is a buffet.
Damn time.
Okay. I'm trying to think for me because I feel like I'm not as.
And I think I lost about like 20 million followers from that take just now. Now, granted, I didn't have. 20.
I don't know that you had 20 million followers to lose.
I don't know if I have 20.
So
but I lost them.
Yeah, we're gonna start using fractions to calculate your your following, Josh. I think here's the thing. I would bet that I'm trying to think. I'm trying to narrow it down in my head. So I think Jersey Mike's is probably up there for me. I'm a big Jersey Mike's guy. Love Jersey Mike's. Okay. I love their cold cuts. I think their Philly cheesesteak is to die for. So I think Jersey Mike's is up there for me. I am also, and again, I can't even believe how much of a hot take this ended up being because I really don't think that it is. I love Burger King. I love Burger King. Okay. Burger King for me, I would take Burger King over McDonald's, over Wendy's, of the main fast food joints. Burger King is that's the stuff right there. You're
the reason they're still in business.
So you give me their Bacon King flame broiled burger. You give me an original chicken sandwich with cheese, some chicken fries. I'm telling you, that stuff is good. And their fries are pretty good too.
Oh, no.
It's Josh, come on.
Burger King is the type of place where it's honestly, maybe within once a year, I'm just you know what I haven't had forever? Burger King. Let's get some Burger King. And then I get it. And then I was like, that's why I hadn't had Burger King in so long.
That's so, oh my God. That's such a bad take.
Is it though?
Yes.
Is it? Because, in my opinion, yeah. Because the market and the numbers.
I get it. No, I know. That's my problem. Is I feel like you and the world are wrong about Burger King. Burger King to me has the best burgers. They just do. They do. I hate to say it. They just do.
Burger King is the Aaron Judge of fast food.
Yeah. Yeah. well, hold on a minute. That might not be true. That might not be true. Because again, I'm not telling you that Burger King is the best thing of all time. I'm just saying that I really like Burger King. Okay? I really like Burger King. So I don't know. That's my thing.
Well, while Mike is recovering from his love for Burger King, I will just quickly update because Sweet 16 action is underway. Halftime of the first two games of the day. Number 2 ranked Purdue up 39-35 over Texas. And the 4-seed Nebraska Cornhuskers, first time ever in a Sweet 16, and they lead Iowa 46-43 at half.
After Iowa beat Florida last weekend, I mean,
Nebraska currently
my bracket's done. My bracket is so far gone.
My bracket is still in good shape. Yes, Florida hurt everyone, including me. My key areas, UConn and Arkansas. If they keep winning, I got my pool on lock. So obviously that's going to be the big test because Arkansas in a little bit plays Arizona. So if they can pull that off, then I am looking really good.
Yeah, I think Florida, I believe, was my national champion. So
okay.
I am, for the lack of a better term, as I think the kids would say, I'm cooked right now. I think I'm pretty cooked.
Yeah.
So Purdue, Texas, Nebraska, Iowa. Yeah, we'll see how those games play out. Duke plays St. John's tomorrow. That one I'm excited to see.
Yes.
That one's going to be a good one. Okay, let's actually get into what we're meant to talk about today. So
that's what I was meant to talk about today. I don't know about you, but
yeah, right. Well, so Victor Wembanyama. So he made some comments about his MVP status. It's it's interesting because, like, I think you and I can both agree, Josh, that like he's gonna win one. He is. Okay.
Yep.
I think he could be like actually very close to winning one. But he gave 3 reasons to why he deserves the MVP. Okay. Reason number 1 is he said defense is an important and undervalued part of the award. And he believes he's the most impactful player defensively in the league. That's tough to argue. The Spurs have dominated against the Oklahoma City Thunder in the regular season, winning 4 out of the 5 games. And offense involves more than just scoring points. And because of those reasons, he thinks he's making a case for himself to win MVP. So, Josh, I will throw the question out to you. Is Victor Wembanyama at this point a legitimate MVP candidate? And do you buy into the reasoning why he should be an MVP candidate?
Yes and yes. I mean, it's that simple. He absolutely is. Now, will he win it this year? He will win it this year if the Spurs overtake the Thunder for the 1 seed, because they're only down 2 games with like 9 to go. 9 games to go. They're down 2 games to the Thunder. If they can pull that out, I think it's without question Wemby is the MVP over Shai Gilgeous-Alexander this year. That said, the big thing that everyone looks at, of course, is the points per game, where Shai and Luka, are by far the two leaders in that. And that's obviously what's the most impressive thing to the viewers. So that naturally will get what gets looked at first. But when you look at his overall stats this season, I'm looking at right now, he is at, it was just in front of me and it went away, 24 points a game, 3 blocks, a steal, 3 assists, 11 rebounds, almost 82% from the free throw line, 35% from 3 for a guy who's like 9 feet tall. These are incredible individual numbers. And since he made this statement, the odds of him becoming an MVP have improved.
Yeah.
He was at plus 1,200. And as of in the last hour, he's now at plus 800. And Shai, though, was minus 1,000. It's now gone to minus 700. So Shai is still the clear-cut favorite for this year, but Wemby is catching up. And again, if they find a way to overtake the Thunder, who we thought were going to go like 75-7 this year, the way they started the season. If they can somehow overtake it, you have to give it to Wemby. But if it does not get it this year and it goes to SGA, I'm not going to argue that SGA should not be MVP, because he certainly has the numbers to be considered for it as well. But this just shows Wemby is here. He has arrived, and he is going to be in this position for the next 10 plus years.
I mean, he's certainly living up to the hype. That I will definitely give him credit for. I don't know that I'm ready to call him an MVP candidate right now. I don't know that I'm ready, because I think even in the case where the Spurs overtake the Thunder, I don't know that it's going to be enough. I just don't. Now, here's what I will agree on. I think Victor Wembanyama is the best defensive player in the sport. I just do agree on, because not only is he big and long, but he's also really athletic, and he knows how to play defense. He knows how to play, like, he knows how to use that size to his advantage. So he's always seemingly in the right spot. And listen, I'm a Cavs fan. I have a soft spot for guys like Evan Mobley, who I think are terrific defensively also. But I do think that Wembanyama he will be a multiple time defensive player of the year. Like, he will be that good on the defensive end of the floor. As far as his scoring output, again, 24 points a game certainly isn't anything to sneeze at. But again, I think when you're in a landscape where somebody like Shea is doing the scoring that he's doing, somebody like Jokic, is averaging 30-point triple-doubles. Like, you have to really look at, all right, it's 24 points and 11 rebounds. As great as that is that enough to individually give him MVP? I don't know that it is. So I just look at Wemby as a, like, legit future MVP candidate without question. For this year, I don't know that he has a case. I really don't know that he has a case. So yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm at with him. I don't know that he has a case this year. I think the competition's too stiff.
Well, and here's one other thing though to help, maybe consider the Wemby. And I get the competition is extremely stiff between SGA, Luka, and Jokic. But one other key caveat in his stats: Wemby has only started 49 games this year. He has played in 58, but because he was struggling with the injury, he came off the bench in some of those games and did not play much. He is averaging 29 minutes a game.
Yeah,
he is putting up all these numbers in 29 minutes.
What's his per 36? Yeah, his per 36 is 30 points a game. 29.8 points a game per 36 minutes. Which is a crazy number. That's a real 14 rebounds per 36.
What is this?
Almost 4 blocks per 36. Like that, it's a crazy number. Crazy number.
SGA's per 36 is, where's his?
I imagine it's got to be 34.
It just 33.9. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he is average. SGA has played 61 games and has been averaging about 33 minutes a game. And again, that's a team that is ahead by so much. There are plenty of games that didn't even bother playing the fourth quarter.
Right.
So it just, I find it fascinating because once upon a time, your MVPs were playing about 40 minutes a game.
Mm-hmm.
And Wemby, as of the odds right now, is second place for MVP, and he's playing under 30 minutes a game.
Right, yeah.
That has to amount for something.
Yeah.
To do that much in that short of a time span.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, listen, it certainly does have to count for something. That is definitely true in that respect. Again, we'll see how it all shakes out. But I just don't know. I don't know that I don't know that Wemby's there yet. I don't know that I'm ready to crown him more than what we've seen from the Jokic, Shea, Luka, that ilk. I don't know that I'm ready to go there with Wemby yet as far as this year is concerned. All right. We'll take another break. When we come back, something I want to touch on, Josh, and something that I think may have even gone under the radar, the Western Conference playoff picture is set. We have our 10 teams.
Yeah.
Every other team has been eliminated. So let's kind of talk about that and see how we think that plays out, how things can change. We'll have a quick conversation about that coming up next.
What up, Cowboys Nation? We are Cowboys Can Fan.
You know, like Canadian fan. And we're big Dallas Cowboy fans. We live stream every Dallas Cowboys game with our unapologetic, intoxicated play-by-play and color commentary, and we guarantee you won't find anything like this anywhere else.
We do that in the ring together?
We told you not so bland was here to stay, baby.
And if you like to have a couple cold ones,
Crack 'em if you got 'em, son. Crack 'em if you got 'em, son.
Crack 'em if you got 'em. And watch the Dallas Cowboys play football.
you need to join us 1 hour before the Cowboys kick off, throw your score prediction in our live chat, and if you're right, guess what? We'll send you a shirt, some Can Fan merch. Click the link, check us out, and subscribe if you like what we do.
Oh, and remember, BYOB.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Bring your own boosh.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Bryson Carver, and I'm the host of the Carving It Up podcast right here on the Grid Network, as well as my own personal YouTube channel, Carving It Up with Bryson Carver. On my show, talk about a number of the biggest topics in the world of sports, as well as culture and entertainment, and I include special segments such as Bryson's Best 10, The Ball View, and one of my favorites, Carving Up the Context. I also like to invite special guests on the show to get different insights and perspectives on topics, and most importantly, I love to hear from you, the audience, in the chat below. So check out Carving It Up 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube, Facebook, X, and on Instagram. Check the show out anywhere you get your podcasts as well as on the YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Tim Barnett, and welcome into the Boston Sports Summit. If you're a fan of any of these four teams right here, or you're like me and you love all four of them and you follow them religiously, you're a big fan, this is the show for you. The big thing with this is real commentary and authenticity. I'm going to tell you like it is. If we're great, then we're great. But if we suck, I'm going to tell you that we suck and we need to improve. I'm also not afraid to call out our ownership or front office for making bad decisions, just like I'm not afraid to call out our coaches or our players for screwing some things up or doing great. All right? Because that's what this show is all about. It's about authenticity. So listen, if you're a fan of any of these teams or you're a fan of all four of them, check me out, the Boston Sports Summit, every Wednesday, live at 7 p.m., and it's electric, all right? We're going to go into some great detail about the Sox, Patriots, Celtics, and even the Bruins. And hey, you might even get a guest appearance from my little puppy here. So, it's a great show. Don't forget to tune in every Wednesday, 7 p.m. You can also follow me on all socials, on Instagram, X, and YouTube, Boston Sports Summit. So check us out. It's a great show. It's a great time. Hope to see you there. God bless.
What's going on, y'all? It's Arthur Hurst from the Grid Network, letting y'all know to check out the Saturday morning tailgate starting at 10 Eastern every Saturday. Check us out on YouTube, X, Instagram, wherever you get your podcasts. Tune in for some humor, some great analytics between me, my boy Bryson, and Tim. Again, Saturday morning tailgate every Saturday at 10 Eastern on the Grid Network. See y'all there.
right, welcome back. I am so one thing you should know about me, Josh, is I am very much into like casual dress shoes.
Oh.
I am a big fan of this brand called Wolf and Shepherd.
I've heard of them.
Free advertising, by the way, for them.
Not a sponsor yet.
So again, I absolutely love their shoes because they're extremely sleek. They're extremely comfortable. Like they have insoles and soles like sneakers.
Okay.
But like up top, they look like dress shoes. So they really do look great. And I am just drooling over a pair that they just came out with. And the thing is that like I'm an elementary school teacher, so I would get decent use out of these casual dress shoes because that's usually what I wear in the classroom every day. So I'm just saying, like I'm a little distracted.
What was the name of the brand again?
It's called Wolf and Shepherd.
Wolf and Shepherd. Hey, you all watching, listeners, watchers, hit up Wolf and Shepherd and say, Mike Guido is a hardworking elementary school teacher and needs comfortable feet.
That's right.
Send him a pair of whatever these shoes are.
Listen, if any listeners want to donate to the Mike Guido Wolf and Shepherd Foundation, I take payment in sneakers. I'm a size 12. So what shoe size are you, Josh? You're a tall guy.
I'm a tall guy, but my feet are a little on the smaller side for my height. I'm 10 and a half.
Listen, 10 and a half is a very respectable shoe size. It is.
Oh, thank you.
No, it is. No, but I feel like that's normal. Like at 10 and a half, like a 12, like I sometimes have
12's
trouble. 12's big. Right. But not only am I a 12, I'm a 12. Like my feet are pretty wide and flat.
See, I got narrow feet.
You do have narrow feet?
I'm narrow.
So you can get into shoes pretty easy then.
Most of the time. I love the Skechers slip-ons.
I was thinking about getting a pair of those.
I like 90% of my shoes are Skechers slip-ons.
And they really do just slip on, don't they?
You really do. Not a sponsor yet.
Not a sponsor yet.
So
listen, we got to start sending these companies invoices.
Yes.
Just be like, hey, listen, we mentioned you. So, give us like $20, something like that. please give us money. I need money. Anywho, so let's talk about the NBA, Josh. And I think we're getting to this point in the East too.
We are. I mean, pending if Orlando can hold on and actually win a game for once, they're up 5 right now against the lowly Kings. But pending an Orlando Magic victory, then the East would be all set as well because that would put them 10 games ahead of the current 11 seed Milwaukee Bucks.
Right. So I listen. Obviously, seeding is still up in the air in both conferences.
Yes.
But in the West, we have our 10 playoff teams,
Yes.
right? And I think we've kind of had them for a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
We kind of know what these teams were going to be. The Kings, the Jazz, the Mavericks, Grizzlies, and Pelicans have all been eliminated already. The Warriors are the 10 seed with the Blazers, Clippers, and Suns in the play-in. And then everybody else I think is, making a push for a legit chance at a title.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we think about the West? I mean, obviously we know that we have Oklahoma City and San Antonio and Denver. Like those are really the teams that I think you and I are pretty confident in. But what are we making right now of this Western Conference? As our playoff teams are pretty much set in stone, Josh. Has anything kind of changed in your mind? What is your outlook on this?
One main outlook that I have had is the fact that the Houston Rockets are falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna stumble into the 6th seed in the playoffs here. I was talking about them the other day as I was guest on the one of the other shows on the Grid Network with Paris and
Dylan and Tyler.
Dylan.
Yeah.
Yes, I was the role of Tyler on the show. So much so because they couldn't get the nameplate changed. So I was literally under Tyler the entire episode.
Yeah.
But we were focused on the Rockets because while the Rockets were I believe the number 1 team in rebounds as well as one of the top teams in blocks, they were at the towards the bottom in points per game and 3 points made. Right. And in the league this day and age, you need to put up points. So I don't care how good your defense is. And if you're in a conference that consists of OKC, San Antonio, Denver, I know I mean I could say Lakers, but more specifically Luka, and Timberwolves, you don't have a chance. You don't have a chance because you're not putting up your leading scorer is Kevin Durant, and then no one else is coming close in points per game.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, in the West, one big thing that stuck on me is Houston's free fall. And the other thing is I think the Thunder are secretly really hoping that Denver gets that 3 seed because they do not want to see the Nuggets until the possible conference finals.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think that's a real thing too. They're hoping the Nuggets jump the Lakers.
Yes.
They are. Are we legit fearful of the Lakers right now?
No.
We're not.
Not at all.
What makes you say that?
Because Luka's awesome. Austin Reeves is playing great. LeBron is understanding his role. But again, I can see them playing Houston. Like I said, Houston in free fall. Lakers will beat Houston. Lakers and Timberwolves. That will be a fight. You could go either way. I might give the slight edge to the Lakers in that first round matchup.
Mm-hmm.
But now I get to round 2 and I see the Lakers against either the Thunder, the Spurs, or the Nuggets. No way Lakers are beating any of those teams.
Mm-hmm.
Those teams are just too powerful and have too many weapons for the Lakers to overcome.
Yeah. I think you're probably right about that. I think the Lakers are a legit, like, I think they're a stage below the Nuggets. And I think they're legitimately like the 4th best team in the West. Like that's kind of where
I can accept that. Yeah.
I think Oklahoma City.
Them and Minnesota are battling for the 4th best. Both of them are between 4th and 5th.
Yeah. I'm really kind of disappointed in the Rockets this year. I had much higher expectations for the Rockets this year.
Yeah.
Genuinely. With adding Durant, given what that roster looks like as far as the young talent, and like I just feel like they were in such a prime position to win a lot this year. And they've really just been they've just been a slightly above average team for most of the year. Yeah, it really is just kind of disappointing. And who knows, maybe they do turn it on for the playoffs, but I don't know. I expected more. I expected more from the Houston Rockets. Like if you want to talk about teams that like have disappointed me the most, I think the Cavs are up there for me. I expected more out of the Cavs. I definitely, like I said, expected more out of the Rockets. I'll be honest with you, Josh. I think for me, the most disappointing team in basketball this year, I think, was the Dallas Mavericks. Like, I really thought the Dallas Mavericks would at least be a play-in team of anything. Cooper Flagg and Kyrie Irving should have gotten you somewhere in the play-in.
Did Kyrie ever even come back this season?
I don't even know that he did.
I don't think he did.
But even if not, Anthony Davis should get you there too.
Right, but then he got hurt and they gave up on him and traded him.
Right. I don't know. 23-50 for Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. I don't know that they're, in my mind, that there's a more disappointing team in basketball than them.
I mean, it's going to come off bias, but I look at my Orlando Magic, who right after winning 7 in a row have now lost 6 in a row and are in a tight one against the last place Sacramento Kings. Now, they have, like Dallas, have had injuries that have just lingered much longer than they anticipated.
Mm-hmm.
But now the thing with Orlando is, hey, we made that trade for Desmond Bane, who has played great. Desmond Bane has been like the one shining light this season for the Magic. But we gave up 4 future picks for him, including our first-round pick this year.
Yeah.
So Orlando, and now I know we still have 9 games left or 10 games left in the season, including tonight's. And we're technically 2.5 games out of the 5 seed.
Right.
But we're currently the 10 seed. I mean, it shows how close it is, but it shows a lack of growth. And in all honesty, as much as I love our coach, Jamal Mosley, if Orlando does not get out of the play-in and does not have a strong first-round showing, I have a feeling they're going to let him go.
Yeah, I think that's possible.
And to me, the only way I could be okay with that is if all of a sudden they replace him with Michael Malone.
I could also see that.
That's the only guy that I would be happy right now with, who's open and available to be an NBA head coach. Mm-hmm. Be like, okay, that guy is better than who we currently have.
Yeah.
Because I think Jamal Mosley is a fantastic defensive coach.
Mm-hmm.
He's dealt with too many players being injured the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
So that has really hurt them. I would also say the Warriors are a disappointment. Now, we knew they weren't going to be as good as they have been, but between Jimmy Butler getting hurt, Steph being hurt off and on, Draymond being Draymond, and then finally giving up on Kuminga, who, by the way, has made Atlanta one of the best, most surprising teams to me this year.
Yeah.
By sending them there. The Warriors, to me, are right up there with the Mavericks and the Magic for the biggest disappointments.
Yeah. I still think, like, in a play-in, like, I think the Magic are a better team than Philly.
They are a better team, but
I think they're a better team than Philly.
But a play-in is just one game.
Yeah.
And if the season ends today, they'd have to play 2. They'd have to beat Charlotte and then the loser of Philly and Miami.
Right. I also think they're better than Charlotte. I think the Magic are the best play-in team right now. Like, I would even go as far to say this. I think the Magic are, at worst, the 6th best team in the East.
I feel healthy. The Magic are at worst the 6th best team and at best the 3rd best team in the East.
I think the Pistons, Celtics, Knicks, and Cavs are better than the Magic. I think the Raptors are right about where the Magic are.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would argue that you could argue between the Raptors and the Magic. I think they're better than the Hawks. I do. I know the Hawks have been a bit of a surprise ever since they traded Trae Young, but I have zero faith in them in a playoff series.
Now, all that said, if we end up being in the play-in to get that 8 seed to play Detroit in the first round, if we are playing a Cade Cunningham-less Pistons team in the first round, Orlando can beat them.
I agree.
If Cade's there, we don't have a chance. But if Cade is not there, Orlando can beat them with their roster right now.
I agree. I think a lot of teams in the East could. I think the Raptors could beat them.
Mm-hmm.
I think without Cade Cunningham, the Pistons are really vulnerable. Honestly. I think they're very, very vulnerable. That's such a big piece for them to lose.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see how that shakes out. All right, we'll take one more short break. When we come back, something that, I saw the news today, and I do want to talk to you about it, Josh. There was big poker news today.
Oh, there was big poker news.
We'll touch on that to close out the show next.
What up, Cowboys Nation? We are Cowboys Can Fan.
You know, like Canadian fan. And we're big Dallas Cowboy fans. We live stream every Dallas Cowboys game with our unapologetic, intoxicated play-by-play and color commentary, and we guarantee you won't find anything like this anywhere else.
We do that in the ring together?
We told you not so bland was here to stay, baby.
And if you like to have a couple cold ones,
Crack 'em if you got 'em, son. Crack 'em if you got 'em, son.
Crack 'em if you got 'em. And watch the Dallas Cowboys play football.
you need to join us 1 hour before the Cowboys kick off, throw your score prediction in our live chat, and if you're right, guess what? We'll send you a shirt, some Can Fan merch. Click the link, check us out, and subscribe if you like what we do.
Oh, and remember, BYOB.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Bring your own boosh.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Bryson Carver, and I'm the host of the Carving It Up podcast right here on the Grid Network, as well as my own personal YouTube channel, Carving It Up with Bryson Carver. On my show, talk about a number of the biggest topics in the world of sports, as well as culture and entertainment, and I include special segments such as Bryson's Best 10, The Ball View, and one of my favorites, Carving Up the Context. I also like to invite special guests on the show to get different insights and perspectives on topics, and most importantly, I love to hear from you, the audience, in the chat below. So check out Carving It Up 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube, Facebook, X, and on Instagram. Check the show out anywhere you get your podcasts as well as on the YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys.
Alex Rodriguez is coming out with a documentary, and it goes into detail. Like, he's never talked about the steroid part of it and all the pressure. You will do a lot more desperate things to try to stay relevant, and you can see that he was straining to be this person that he wasn't, instead of just being the person that he always should have been. Just, I'm Alex Rodriguez, because of imposter syndrome. He had to be somebody that he wasn't. Goes to the Yankees, gets another big fucking contract. I empathize with that, because when you're this great player and people are looking at you and they're looking through you, it makes you realize that maybe Alex doesn't matter. I have to be A-Rod.
Yo, this is Barry Grant Jr. I want to give a big shout out to Mike and Josh, and be on the lookout for more clips from All Even Podcast.
This is Patrick L. Brown, lead journalist here at the Grid Network, reminding you to make sure that you check out all of the latest articles over on the Grid's webpage under the blog section. There you will find the hottest takes in sports, mixed in with some mental health articles as well. Dare to be different? Enter the Grid, your new leaders in digital media, sports, and entertainment. As I always say, stay tuned.
All right. We're back here on Mike and Josh, exclusively on the Grid Network. That's Josh Tariff. I'm Mike Guido. So some big poker news that came out. What did it come out today, Josh?
News came out this morning that the World Series of Poker is back on ESPN. They have reached a deal to put over 100 hours of World Series of Poker coverage on ESPN beginning again this year, along with 3 nights covering the main event final table, because they normally break it down from 9 players to, I believe, then 6, and then the final 3.
Mm-hmm.
So the World Series of Poker, after a number of years being absent and being on some CBS Sports, as well as just through the Poker Go app, is back on ESPN and back where it belongs, because that's where I know you and I first really discovered the World Series of Poker and how entertaining it is and how anyone can win.
Yeah, anybody can win. It's I listen, I know a lot of pros end up going to the final table. It's super fun to watch. Again, and look, I feel like for guys like us, you and I can appreciate it because it like sometimes poker can be boring in the sense of like a lot of hands get very, very routine, right? It's a lot of, fold, raise, fold. Like that's really, and that can be a lot of what poker games are. But I don't know, for fans for people like us, Josh, I think it's going to be super, super interesting. And I think it's going to be great for the poker landscape also. Seeing it on the major networks because it has grown. Poker's a game that has grown over the past few years, and obviously ESPN recognizes that, and they're putting it back on main coverage. So it should be
the poker boom happened based on the ESPN coverage back in 2003.
Yep,
and they rode that for I don't remember offhand the last year it was on, but it was probably on until maybe like 2016, 2017. And then it left for a number of years, but now is coming back this year when the World Series of Poker begins at the end of May in both the Horseshoe and Paris casinos in Las Vegas.
Yeah. Yep. Should be a ton of fun. Listen, I became a big fan of the Poker Go app too. I subscribed to Poker Go for
I do as well.
A couple of years. I'm not sure if I still am. I'd have to really check. It's like $100 a year or something like that for Poker Go. But if I'm just in a mood to watch something and relax a little bit and, use my brain, because, like when I watch poker, Josh, I don't just, there are times where I just watch it, but there are also times where I try to play it. You know what I mean? What would I do here? You know what I mean? And it's kind of tough to do because obviously, like when you're actually at the table, you don't know what the other guy has. When you're watching a poker stream, you obviously do know what the other guy has.
Yeah.
But, it's always kind of fun to play that game with yourself a little bit.
It 100% is. And I'm very excited for it to be back on because now the plan will be that ESPN is covering me at a final table this year. I mean, that's what's going to happen then, right?
Let's make that happen, Josh.
Yes.
Make that happen. Oh boy. All right.
And by the way, though, speaking of trying to make that happen, the Texas Longhorns are trying to make an upset happen right now. 6.5 to go. They have a 1-point lead over 2-seed Purdue, 67-66. And Nebraska still holding on 58-57 over Iowa with about 9.5 to go.
There we go. The madness continues on weekend number 2. For the NCAA tournament. All right, that does it for us. That's Josh Tariff. I'm Mike Guido. This is Mike and Josh exclusively on the Grid Network, and together we sing.
You are listening to Mike Guido and Josh Tariff. Buckle up!
And it looks like my chicken shoulder is approaching.
I'm going to enjoy
some. Oh, from Burger King. Burger King had chicken. Hey,
see what I mean?
You're right.
Mike and Josh.
Burger King had chicken shoulder Whoppers.
I'm telling you, man. Burger King for the win. All righty, that does it for us every Thursday. We'll see ya.